Hello there everyone! So I'm back again with another card, and today our card is a Disney card. So we made this really cute card earlier and I decided I'd teach you guys how to make it. So let's get into the materials that you're going to need. So first, you're going to need scissors or a ruler, or for me, I have a paper cutter because I'm fancy. You're going to need glue. And for other pieces, like the balloon pieces and the base pieces, I'm going to be using tape runners. But for the twine, the baker's twine, or the string that you use, it's better off if you use glue for that. You are going to need baker's twine or string. I recommend having a pencil on hand if you are using a ruler. That way you can do measurements easily. And then some hole punches so that way you can make the Mickey Mouse ears and the Mickey Mouse head. Now, if you don't have hole punches, what you can do, found this out, on Microsoft Word, you can make circles on Microsoft Word and you can print them out, cut them out from the piece of paper, and then lay them like on a piece of paper, trace them, and then cut them out, and then you'll have your circles for Mickey Mouse. Now, for this card, we're going to be doing it a little bit differently. Last time, or for all the other cards, I used a white base, and I said you guys can use any color that you wanted. This one is a little bit more specific on the colors that you need to use. So first off, I'm going to be using black as my base. And then I'm also going to be using yellow and red for the two colors, yellow for the top and then red for the bottom. And then I'm going to be using white cardstock for the inside because if you try to write on black cardstock, that doesn't really show up the best. So let's just get started. For those of you who already know, I'm going to be making an A7 card. Over here we have an A2 card, and we'll put the measurements of that one in the description. But for this tutorial, I'm going to be making an A7 card. So for those of you who already know what an A7 card is, cut that out in black cardstock. But for those of you who don't know what it's going to be a 7 by 10 piece of paper that you're going to fold in half. And that's going to get you a 5 by 7 measured card, I guess you could say. So I'll just go ahead and cut it out. 10. Seven. So now you have this, and then we're just gonna fold it in half. So with your card, you should get 5, and then you should get 7, and then it'll be able to open up. So now that we've made our black base, set that off to the side right now, and now you're going to be dealing with the red and the yellow. So what I did is I put the yellow on top, and I put the red on bottom. Of course, you could change it up. I just figured that it works the best there. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be cutting them out 3 by 4 5/8 of an inch. So that's going to be the same for both colors. There's no different measurements for one color. I'll just go ahead and cut that out off to the side. Three, and then 4 5/8. I'm trying to count the eighths on here. Right there. Okay. So this should fit on the card just like that. And you're going to cut it out the same exact size for your red paper. So 3 by 4 5/8. Alright. So both pieces should be the same size once you cut them out. And then once you line them up, they should, well, here, I'll try and line them up as best I can. they should look something like this. Now what we did with this card and the A2 card is we embossed the yellow part of the card. I'm not going to do that in the video, but if you guys want to emboss as any pretty design, you guys are allowed to. I just did polka dots on this one if you can see it. Okay, so emboss it if you want to, but we're not doing that in this video. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take your yellow and your red and you're going to place them how you want to be on your card. What I did on this card, I reference these cards a lot, is I left a border around each of the colors, and we also had this space in the middle. So you don't want to line them up right against each other. You want them to have a space in the middle, so it kind of looks like a black stripe going between the yellow and the red, in a sense. So line up your two colors on your card before you glue them down, and then once you have them lined up like you want, then I'm using a tape runner. You guys could use liquid glue or a glue stick and just glue them down. Trying to get it as straight as possible. And then this one. Oh, this one's a little crooked, I think. Yeah, right on the bottom's a little crooked, but that's okay. So now we have our card that looks like this. Now we're going to move on to the Mickey Mouse head. Ignore the phone ringing in the background. So now we're going to move on to the Mickey Mouse head. So the big circle, the base of the Mickey Mouse head, is going to be 2.5. It's going to be a 2.5-inch circle. I have a hole punch, but of course, like I said, you can use Microsoft Word to make a circle and then use that as a stencil. But for right now, I'm going to use a hole punch. Now wait, let me see if I have a black scrap that would work. No, I do not. So always use your scrap pieces of paper if you have any, guys. But I don't have any scrap pieces of black, so actually, wait, I have a circle already cut out right here. So I have a 2.5-inch circle right here. So I'm just gonna set this on my card. And, you know, it's pretty much just going to go right there. But we're not going to glue it down yet. We're going to cut out the other two, and then we're going to have to use baker's twine and everything first. So for the two little ears, those are going to be 1 3/4-inch circles. So I have a little hole punch here. That'll be able to cut that. So I'll use the black paper for that. And I will cut out 2 of these. So now we have 2 of these little circles, and they're laying underneath of the base. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue the ears onto the base before I glue the base and everything onto the card. Just so it will, I guess, look better is what I'm trying to say. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But basically, glue your ears onto your base first. I have a little bit of stickiness. Let me see if I can fix that. Alright, there we go. So now we have a little Mickey Mouse head. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line it up on the card, just like this. The base of the Mickey Mouse head is just a little below this. So line that up on the card. And I'm going to pretty much glue it down, but I'm going to stop like right where this line is. I'm not going to glue below the line on the base, or the head as you could say right now, because once I get this glued down, I'm going to take a little bit of baker's twine. I'm going to stick it underneath of the head. So you don't want to have that glued down just yet. So I'm going to go ahead and glue the head down. So now you have that, and as you can see right here, like, you know, it's, oh, here, I'll try and hold it like this. It's lifting up just a little bit on the card. So now what I'm going to do is, now that I have the head glued down for the most part, I'm going to take my baker's twine, and I'm going to kind of just have it a little long here. Take a long amount of baker's twine, and then cut it. Okay, and now before we attach our baker's twine, we're going to take some liquid glue, and we're just going to draw on, like, you know, a little loop. Now, for this card, what I did is I punched a hole in it and I did the bow on it, but I didn't really like how that looked, so I'm not going to do the bow. Feel free to do the bow if you guys want to, but I'm not going to be doing that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some glue and I'm just going to make a line down, and then I'm going to loop it. So kind of basically the glue is going to make the line where I'm going to lay my baker's twine. It makes more sense once you guys see what I'm doing. But just take my glue, if it will come out of the bottle. There we go. There we go. All right, so now I'm going to take the baker's twine and I'm just going to stick it underneath of the Mickey Mouse head. And then slightly push it down, that way it'll secure. And I'm just going to lead my baker's twine along the path of glue that I just drew out. There we go. I think it's sliding. Okay, well. Yeah, so basically like that. So now I'm going to cut off just a little bit of the excess. I'm still going to leave a little bit on the edge just so that way it'll be like that. And then when the glue dries, you can cut off the extra. Now for the inside of the card, for the inside of it, since you obviously can't write on black cardstock, nobody will be able to see the print or the message that you write. We're going to take some white cardstock and we're going to cut it, that way it fits on the inside of the card. So I'm going to take my paper cutter. I'll put the baker's twine back too. And this is going to be a 4 3/4 inch by 6 3/4 inch piece of paper that you're going to put on the inside. So we'll go ahead. 4 3/4. By 6 3/4. So now as you can see, I'll show you on this card, it's pretty much the same, identical as this. So what we're going to do is we're going to basically glue this on the inside of the card while leaving a little bit of a black border around it on the bottom and the side and the top basically. So what I'm going to do, and since I did the glue on the outside before I did the white on the inside, I'm just going to go ahead and add some of the tape runner on this, that way I can open it up and then just stick it down. But as you guys should always do, is you guys should lay it out just to make sure that it's going to be glued on there properly before gluing it down. So I'll just put an X on it, just like that. I'm going to open it up and then get it in there with, so just like that. And that pretty much finishes up your card. Now you write your message on the white part of it, and that will pretty much, you know, wish the person that you're sending this card to a happy birthday. So yeah, it's pretty much all for the video. Like I said, this is the card that I've been referencing. We embossed the top of it, and we also did the bow on it. And then this is the A2 card, a smaller version of the card. Again, the measurements for this one will be down in the description. And if you guys would like to get in contact with me to send me some of the cards that you guys made so I can send them out to foster children, the link to my troop leader's email is in the description, so you guys can get in contact with her. And that's pretty much it for the video, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.